What's going on, guys? TKD123 back video. Today we have another Sunday review, as we do always on the channel. Every Sunday we do an album review that I listen to throughout the week, and I give my final thoughts, opinions, and overall, kind of outview and perception of the album of the week. And this week, we are, reviewing an album that has gotten really no traction at all. I've really never seen anybody else besides me, talk about it on my Twitter timeline or whatever. And I haven't seen a lot of things from XXL, but here we are going to review an album that is by an artist that has a single that you may have heard of. I actually guarantee you've heard of this single. But we have artist here that came up with the album, and it goes by the name of The Chief, and this album is by Jidenna. Now, he really came up on the map through his song Classic Man. That was very, very big for him. He had a lot of radio time on that song, and a lot of people loved that song. I even, love that song. It was cool. It was cool. And, I always find Jidenna like a little bit more unique in a way, because he has this thing where he likes to wear suits, I guess, and he's always wearing a suit. I don't really get it. I mean, I don't mind it. It's cool. It looks good. It definitely does set you apart from all the other rappers and, people in the hip hop industry. They really do have a divide here with, him, and how he is out there in such a different style that's so unique to him. So, hey, man, it's working for him. Props up to him, man. And plus, I guess it maybe matched on with the Classic Man type of feel to it. Back to when that song first came out, I guess he wanted to be classic, well dressed or whatever. But here we are. He's back with his album, The Chief. And so really, upon me, first entering this album, I didn't have a lot of, I guess, expectations for this, just because it is by an artist that I don't really follow that closely, and it's, also, I believe his second or first debut album. I'm not 100% sure on that. I believe maybe second, if, Classic Man was, a big deal. But this one, I believe is one of his first ones here. And this album, I feel, definitely did surprise me in a lot of ways. Now, really here, what we see usually is that we see, a artist come out with an album, right? Maybe it's their first or second one. And usually it's, the first or second or two, where sometimes, they can be really, really trash. Maybe that's just because, they haven't really formed their voice, formed their exact kind of genre they want to be in, whatever, or they, just haven't had a lot of time, to really, craft an album per se. But, a lot of times we see, artists kind of do, not so good on their first or second one. But this one really did catch me off guard, and it's an album that I genuinely like. So throughout the album, we get this African voice, and obviously he has a lot of ties back to Africa. He is African. So basically, we get this voice popping in, sometimes with the album, and it's very much reminiscent of the voice we got in I Decided with Big Sean's album, where we had the older version of himself talking to the present version, and it's kind of the same thing actually we got here. Actually, very much similar. Now, as far as I can tell, I don't really know who the voice is. I don't know if it's basically this voice is, I guess, is kind of simulating, helping him out, helping him out through things, whatever. And that is very much reminiscent of Big Sean's album, obviously. And this voice comes up, here and there. And there's some funny clips he has. Like, there's one where the voice, and I think it was track 3 or track 4, where he or she, I forgot what, whatever the voice is, talks about how when you bust a nut, like, it's slow. It's something. It's very weird. It's very weird. It's something that I guess kind of, in a way, I don't feel like it actually fit that well with the album personally. I feel like a lot of the album, of its tone, didn't really tie it back to the actual voice and what the voice was saying in a way, in a full grand of schemes. Like, there were times where it definitely did, where he would talk about how when you go back to your tribe, whatever, or go back to your family, even though you're with them, they might not be with you. And he touches base on that, and then in the song right after that point, where the voice is letting him know that, hey, listen, like, even though you with your family, or you're with your tribe, they might not always be on your side, whatever, and they can easily just turn around and backstab you. Like, that is definitely a thing that they discuss in the songs going further. But it wasn't really a big thing where whatever the voice said, you know, the album would kind of relay a different perspective or a response to that exact thing. So it definitely felt like a little bit how they were kind of both things that were kind of detached, where they weren't really a cohesive, you know, type of thing, as opposed to you know, Big Sean's I Decided, where those two were always, you know, going back and forth. They were always like, you know, the voice would, you know, convey something and then the album would say something, and like it was very much a two-handed thing. But in this one, it's very much kind of separated in that manner. But you know, upon, I guess, like maybe, you know, very much kind of the whole album in a way, it feels very alive is what I would say. It feels very much like an album that, you know, you can close your eyes and it'll take you through different, you know, through like different sets of life, different things, different aspects of life. Like, it is very much a living album, and I feel like this will be a great album for like a movie soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? This feels definitely much like, you know, there are definitely a lot of songs in this album that I feel could lend itself, you know, very good to the big screen. But I'm not sure if, you know, if they even actually features. I read somewhere, I think that this you know, some of the songs here, or maybe just one song, was featured in Luke Cage on the Netflix series. I'm not sure if that's 100%, you know, real, but I know there were some things about Luke Cage that I read about, but I'm not sure exactly what those were. But I will say, you know, that the majority of the songs here definitely do sound very, very energetic, and they sound, you know, very, very fun to listen to, but not in the fun that, you know, where you know, I say, oh, you know, this artist or this album or this track is fun to listen to. Like, you know, I usually say that with stuff like trap, you know what I'm saying, whether it be 2 Chainz that said a lot, you know, that is fun to listen to. I've said that too, like a bunch of artists here, maybe, you know, like Dram, but you know, with them, I don't take their stuff necessarily like too seriously or too deep. I just always like to just listen to them, you know, just for casual fun, because, you know, they're just fun to listen to, you know what I'm saying? But this one is fun to listen to in a different manner, where it's not so much of the humorous kind of comedic feel I get, you know, with 2 Chainz or with Dram, but with this one, it's a little bit more just fun in a way to just let your mind wander with the music. It's very much an album that you can do that with, and it's, you know, very, very interesting, you know, to go through this album in that type of way, with that type of mindset, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, really kind of the biggest thing I want you guys to take away from this review is that this album is very, very multi-genre in this manner. Like, this album will go legit straight R&B to hardcore rap to Bollywood to a Latin speak. Like, there are so many different sounds and different kind of genres within this entire album that has me, you know, I was shook. I'm like, wait, this is so weird, because you know, you just see regular, you know, on like iTunes, or you know, read up on the other reviews and say, oh yeah, this is a hip hop rap album, you know, and to an overcomes degree, it is hip hop and rap. Okay, I will say that, but you know, the instrumentals and some of the way that the songs were crafted and were cut, they sound completely different in a lot of ways. Like, you go from Bambi, right? Bambi, a nice R&B, subtle kind of, you know, relaxed, vibey song, you know, that we get a lot, you know, in this day and age. We get that from Bambi, and then we go to Long Live the Chief or 2 Points, where it's straight up rap. Like, it sounds edgy, it sounds like a Future beat, but, you know, with a rapper. Like, it's very much, you know, right type of thing. And then we go on to Adora, which is basically a Latin song. It sounds so catchy. Like, it's very, very, you know, it's a song that is kind of repetitive, you know what I'm saying? I won't, you know, just give it, you know, the benefit of the doubt, whatever. But it is definitely, you know, kind of a track that is a little bit repetitive, kind of annoying, but, you know, it's fun to listen to. And then we go right after that song to a little bit more, and it's literally a Bollywood, like, it's literally Bollywood. And I'm just like, wait, how did we go from R&B to hardcore rap to a Latin, you know, track, basically, and then we go onto a Bollywood track? Like, this album has so many different genres down to it, and I definitely do appreciate that. It definitely keeps you entertained. It, you know, like, definitely does keep you wanting more, as opposed to, you know, of an album that I think of off the top of my head, Black, right? You know, Free Black, you know, he's up and coming, whatever, and you know, even with Nav, I just reviewed last week Nav, right? I'll talk more about Nav, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, in terms of Nav, when we go into his EP, a lot of it really does just sound the same, you know, in the sound and the instrumentals of what they're talking about, and even the actual contents of these songs. Go check out my review on Nav, because that is something else, whatever. But, you know, we go into this one, and it's kind of like a nice fresher breath there, because he is, you know, crossing genres. He is sounding completely different on all these tracks. He will, you know, go from singing and, you know, to rap to whatever to R&B. Like, it is, you know, very much a nice kind of, I feel, definitely a nice overview. It's a nice thing of what, you know, of what he can do overall as an artist, and definitely does, you know, like, it's very telling of his ability where he can literally cross genres and it sound, you know, completely amazing, you know what I'm saying? And then we have a song, you know, towards the end where I feel like it would have gotten a lot of controversy, especially, I kicked the camera. I kicked the camera. But you know, we have a song towards the end here, you know, that I feel like it probably would have gotten a lot of controversy if, you know, he was a bigger artist in the game, and that it's called White Niggas, you know what I'm saying? It's very much kind of like, I feel, a social commentary from his point of view, you know, of just the overall, you know, racial landscape right now. You know, it's not, it doesn't go too deep, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't go, you know, on talking on some crazy things, but it does touch on those kind of controversial topics that we have here in the modern day. So definitely check out that one. That song is very interesting in my opinion. I like it a lot. But I gotta say, my favorite song, you know, listen, my favorite song has really bounced out between two. It's either Bambi or The Let Out. But I think, you know, last night after vibing to the entire album, I think I like The Let Out the most. The Let Out is so energetic and so kind of just it's good. It's just good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's basically, like, this song, I mean, this whole album was really hard to really kind of make notes for it, because I wanted to, like, you know, usually I'll go, okay, I like you know, how the album, you know, has a lot of, you know, has like a nice curvature, where I'll say a lot, you know what I'm saying, where the entire album has a high consistent flow, as opposed to, like, you know, an album that might have a good start and then dip, you know what I'm saying? Like, I say that a lot in my reviews, but, you know, with this one, it was kind of hard to really objectify the album, other than just me saying that, yeah, like, this album just sounds good. It just sounds good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just sounds good. And there's not really any pinpoint I can lay on or anything where, oh yeah, okay, this part was good. I can't, you know, I have favorite songs, but overall, you know, looking at a grand scheme of things, I can't really, you know, objectify, oh, it's good because, you know, of this, and this. Like, it is just overall good, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know it's kind of weird coming from me, you know, for me that, you know, likes to really critique and likes to really, you know, dive into an album, really, you know, pinpoint things that I don't like about whatever. But overall, you know, in spite of its negatives in this album, I really do just like the album. You know, it's just fun to listen to. It's fun, it's nice, it's refreshing. It's nice to see an artist, you know, kind of go through different genres and it sound really good in all of them, and really nice to have, you know, all those genres as well, within different tracks on the exact same album. You know, that too, give it that. You know what I'm saying? It has a lot of things here going on, but it is one, you know, relatively short album. And I even forgot to mention the actual, you know, logistics of the album, if you will. You know, this whole thing is only 14 songs. It runs just under an hour at 57 minutes. So it's, you know, a pretty nice sizable album. You know, nothing too crazy, and, you know, nothing too whatever. We've all discussed album lengths here, but that is pretty much the length of the album. And overall, I say for 57 minutes of your time, I would definitely give it a listen, dude. I would definitely, you know, give it a listen. I know, you know, Jidenna is not really a big artist right now in the industry, but hey, man, I feel like this album might sway your opinion. I feel like it just might. You know what I'm saying? I've only had one friend that was like, nah, dude, this album, like, you know, he wasn't feeling it, whatever. He said that he just didn't love it, and you know what? And that's fine. That's fine. That's the beauty of music. You know, music is very much an opinionated thing when you look at it, you know, in terms of do you like it, do you not, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I really do feel like if you are here and you were just wondering about this album, I would definitely go check it out. I would definitely do that. I feel it's an album that's worth the 57 minutes of your time. And that's all I got. That's my review of Jidenna's The Chief. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like, subscribe, and share down below. Appreciate it. Me. Thanks for watching. And as always, I got you.